Okay, hi guys, if y'all don't know me, I'm Sarah Jackson and I am the Distinguished Young Woman of Tallapoosa County for 2025. And I'm here to talk to y'all about why I think you should do it and the benefits from it. So you might be wondering, what is DYW? DYW stands for Distinguished Young Woman, and just a little background on it. It was founded in 1958 in Mobile, Alabama, so it's really popular in Alabama. We have the biggest state program in the whole country. It was originally called America's Junior Miss. Some of your moms may have done it. It was created as a way to meet the need for higher education scholarships for young women. And since 1958, Distinguished Young Women has provided life-changing experiences for more than 780,000 women and provided more than 122 million in cash scholarships at the local, state, and national levels. Their mission is to empower young women to develop their full individual potential by providing scholarships, personal development, opportunities, and a positive peer network. So a little bit into like the program breakdown and how the competition works. So most counties have what we call a board. So Tallapoosa County unfortunately does not have a board made up of members which help you compete at your local level, and then if you win, help you compete at the state level. Tallapoosa County does not have one, so we compete at what we call at-large with multiple other girls across the state who also don't have a county board. You all go into Montgomery in July and compete in the at-large program. I only competed against 3 other girls from Tallapoosa County. Some girls were competing against nobody, and you don't automatically get it. You do have to make a certain score, but that is kind of the benefit of at-large. It's not as competitive. But into like the competition breakdown, you have a private interview with the judges, which is worth 25% of your score. It's only 10 minutes. They can ask you anything from your bio sheet that you would submit if you are to sign up, and then anything about current events, about your local leaders, state leaders, country leaders, things like that. So you do have to kind of know a lot about current events and things like that, but it's not bad. And then your scholastics are worth another 25%, so they look at your GPA, your ACT, the classes you're taking, if you're taking AP classes or if you're taking dual enrollment classes, they take that into consideration. So your interview and your scholastics are worth half of your score. So that alone is just half of your score. You have to do a talent, which is worth 20% of your score. It's only a minute and a half. You can do dance, singing, drawing, acting, a monologue. You can even do CPR demonstration. One girl did that at the state level, which I think was super neat, because a lot of people, they see talent and they're like, oh, I don't have a talent, I'm not gonna do that. But you can literally do anything, I promise you. Like I said, a girl did CPR demonstration and she like had music going, and it was really fun. And my roommate at state, she like drew a bird on a canvas and like had Rio music playing. So you can literally do anything. So if you're interested in this program and you don't have a talent, you can come to me and I can help you figure out something. Fitness is 15% of your score, and it's just like a 1-minute fitness routine that you have to learn. The hardest thing I had to do at the local level was a push-up, so I promise you everybody can do it. And you perform it in a group, and then you perform it individually. And then lastly, self-expression, which is worth 15%. It's an on-stage question, but it's not an on-stage question because you know the question before you go on stage. So they give you the question 24 hours before the competition, and you have all day, all night to think about what you want your answer to be. They tell you not to memorize it, but personally I have to memorize it or I would get up there and blank. They say make key points and then build off those key points, but you can memorize it if you want. I personally have to memorize it. So Distinguished Young Woman has this program that they kind of like all of their participants to kind of live by and like represent. It's called the Be Your Best Self program. It allows Distinguished Young Women to empower young people nationwide with valuable tools to face the negative challenges of peer pressure, as well as encourage them to be their best selves in areas such as academics, physical fitness, morality, character, and social and civic participation. So there's 5 pillars to the Be Your Best Self program, and if you were to win local, they really like tell you to take this into account as you're getting ready for state and making sure that you're living these pillars out. So the first pillar is be healthy, care for your physical and mental health. Just go to an annual checkup every now and then, stay healthy, take care of your heart, things like that. Be involved, serve your community. DYW is really big on community service and giving back to your community. You are representing your county, so it's really important to give back to them and serve them. I never can say this, studious. Stay in school, be a lifelong learner. They want you to continue learning throughout your whole life, always be open. It's not necessarily going back to school a bunch, but just taking the opportunity to learn all the time. Be ambitious, set and achieve goals for yourself. DYW is a really goal-driven program, and it is built on goal-driven girls, so they really like you to stay goal-driven if you fit your life. Be responsible, live by moral and ethical principles, just be a good person, do the right thing. So some life skills that I have gained from this program, just to name a few: interview skills, public speaking skills, making connections with others, performing, and confidence. I can't tell you how much interview prep I did for state, that I could go into any interview now and feel confident and not worried about it, because it really does put you through a lot of harder interviews, I guess, which helps you in the long run for a job interview. Public speaking skills, so self-expression kind of ties into that. At state, I can't even, how many people did I talk in front of, do you know?
Hundreds, like a whole.
Probably close to almost, yeah. It was a full, 3 auditoriums. I had to do my self-expression on stage. So it really does put you out of your comfort zone and allow you to get over some of those fears of maybe public speaking and things like that. And it really just helps you grow as a person. Making connections. I've made connections with so many girls from across the state who will be my future bridesmaids and my future roommates and things like that. And with the adults who I can always go back to if I need help with getting a job or a connection like that. Performing, it really does get you out there on a stage and you're performing a lot. So if you're not comfortable with that, it really does get you out of your shell and help with that confidence boost, I think. And like I said, confidence, it really just gives you a lot of confidence as a person, and allows you to grow. I feel like it helps you find yourself. It helped me find myself, and for me to find my self-confidence, if that makes sense. So now I'm just gonna go in depth about each of the portions of competition. So first is interview, and like I said, it's worth 25% of scoring, and it's only 10 minutes, and I promise you those 10 minutes go by in 2, it feels like. You can be asked anything from your bio sheet, things about your community, our country, problems in our society, and important people in our country. The first question I was asked at state, now this is a lot harder interview, but was if there was one policy you could change in the government, what would it be and why? So it's harder questions like that. But at the local level, they mainly just asked me about myself, things on my bio sheet, which is your hobbies, your community service, your favorite historical person, your favorite book, things like that. They'll ask you questions about that because they want to get to know you, and then they'll ask you some of the more current event questions. But the interview is honestly nothing to stress about. It's literally just a conversation with the judges, and they just want to see, they're not necessarily looking for the correct answer, they just want to see how well you can respond with an answer. They don't necessarily want the correct answer. And for attire, just wear a business dress. That was my state interview dress, so it's a little bit nicer than what I wore for at-large, but just knee length, not anything shorter. Talent, so like I said, talent is worth 20% of the competition. It's where you really get to showcase your personality and show the judges who you are. It can be through singing, dancing, tumbling. The girl who won, who was actually my best friend, she was a gymnast, so she did tumbling passes just across the stage, and it was really cute. Drawing, acting, or like I said, a CPR demonstration. There's literally anything you can do. I did a dance, and it was to a French song, so I was a little French girl, but talent is really, it really does turn a lot of people off, but I don't want that to scare you, because you can find something to do, I promise. One girl did a monologue of Bo Peep, in which she was dressed as Bo Peep, so I promise you there's anything you can do. Fitness is worth 15% of the competition. It's when you're able to display your physical strength. You'll learn about a minute routine, perform it in groups and individually. At the at-large program, it was not hard. They sent it to you on a video. When you got there, we practiced it all together. It was not long, it was not hard. Now state, that was a little bit harder, but you don't have to worry about that right now. So like I said, fitness, it's not terrible. Like I said, I think the most I did was a push-up and a plank maybe, I don't know. It was not bad. So self-expression is worth 15%. You will be given the question 24 hours prior to when you have to answer it. And it's just a way for the judges to see how well spoken you are and how you can respond to a question. like that in front of a large crowd. For attire, so a lot of people, back when it was junior miss, you wore like what you would consider a pageant dress, but DYW does not like to be known as a pageant. It is a scholarship program. You don't win a crown and a sash, you win this and money. So you don't really wear a pageant dress, but this is when you will wear like a more formal dress, and it has to be knee length. I did get this at a pageant store, and it was like ankle length, but you have to cut it because most dresses are hard to find, knee length. And it just can't be like revealing, and I think it has to be a solid color. I think that's the only rules, but they have to approve all that if you do choose to participate, and they can give you more detailed information on that. So how has this program impacted me? This is the main thing they want me to talk to y'all about. Let me read this off. This program has given me so many different things that I will forever be grateful for. It has given me some of my closest friends who will be my future bridesmaids, and allowed me to surround myself with like-minded girls who have the same goal-driven mindset as me. This program has also given me many different life skills that I will always cherish. I'm now confident to know that I can face any job interview without stress and feel comfortable talking in front of a large crowd. This program has also allowed me to make different connections for when I go to college and in the future when getting a job. So now I'm just gonna show out a bunch of pictures. This was from State Week, and some of the girls that I met. So this is Ada, she's from Opp, Alabama. She actually will be my roommate next year, we've already planned that. She was like one of my best friends that I took away from this week. That's Caroline, she's from West Alabama. This is she was first runner-up. She's from Baldwin County, and she's the most hilarious person ever. In the top left corner, that's my host mom and my roommate. So if you were to win for Tallahassee County and you go to state for a week in January with no phone, and you live in a random family's house who is your host family. While that seems scary, it was actually the most fun ever. I didn't miss my phone. My host family was so nice. My roommate was so fun. My roommate was the one who did the drawing of the bird, and like she was super cool. And then in the middle right here is Deasia. She was actually last year's Alabama state title holder. She now goes to UAB, but she just gave up her title in January. Super sweet, and she's super loving. And then right here is Shayla. She won for this year. She was my roommate buddy. I was number 24, she was 25, so we were beside each other for everything. I'm actually going to watch her in nationals in June. Super excited. She's from Mobile, and she was representing Mobile County. And then there's just some more pictures of like my friends. We got to meet Governor Kay Ivey. She came and talked to us because she was a former distinguished young woman of Wilcox County. So yeah, it just offers you so many experiences that you wouldn't be able to experience if you didn't do this program. We got to experience the snow during state week. That's when I was there. Just so many different friends and connections, and like just valuable life lessons that it has taught me, so that I'll forever be grateful for it. So just some more information on the at-large program. For this year, it will be held on July 26th at St. James High School in Montgomery. More information will be out soon. They have not sent that to me, so if you are wanting to do it, just talk to me personally and we can work on things. The link to sign up is shown below. I put it in here and then I realized y'all don't have the link. So this is the website if you would like to sign up, www.distinguisheddyw.com. And if you do decide, click on that link and then go to the yellow Apply Now button in the left-hand corner at the top. The deadline is June 1st, so it is in less than a month. So it is kind of quick, but just think about it. If you're interested in doing it, reach out to me and I can help you with anything. So yeah, that's my email and phone number if y'all need it. That's it.
Loved it, and so that's why I encouraged Sarah to do it. And even though she didn't win at state, she will tell you it was the best week of her life. She absolutely, as she said, made so many friends. And I would encourage y'all to do it. And if you say, well, I'm not a pageant girl, well, it's not a pageant. And if you are a pageant girl, it's okay. It's for everybody. You will see outgoing girls, you will see shy girls, you will just from all walks of life, you will see everything. And they all just come together. And I just can't recommend it enough. And like she said, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't have a talent. I don't sing, I don't dance, I don't play a musical instrument. That's only 3 things. Everybody has a talent. You are all talented in something. And like she said, girls got up, they recited poetry,
One girl,
did a monologue.
she played basketball and she like did a poem in her basketball uniform and like was bouncing her basketball around and like.
It was the
doing
coolest
things
thing
like that.
ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was like I said, she was a basketball player. It was great. If you want to do this program, you can find something. I mean, color guard, you can twirl a flag, you can twirl a baton, you can play the piano. Like I said, you can recite poetry. If you're an athlete, you can do your sport and you can make something out of it. So don't let that scare you. And then, like she was saying, there is no evening gown. It's just a dress like what you saw on her. Or you can go on Facebook and just search, or any Instagram, whatever y'all do, and search Distinguished Young Woman of Alabama. You'll see pictures. It doesn't even have to be a dress like what she had. Some of them were just like a business type dress for on stage. So it's not a typical pageant because it's just not. It's a scholarship program.
And for the scholarships at large, I won $16,000 to AUM. So I think they sponsor the at large program, but the girls who won state like
a lot of money.
7,000 or more maybe. And if you have a county, program, they offer even more money. So we're hoping to start a county program next year, not this year, but next year, so we can get that.
So yeah, we're trying that, and unfortunately that won't help y'all because this is a one-time thing. It is only for rising seniors. So it will only be girls your age. It's not something you can do over and over. This is it. This is the one time. But yeah, so AUM does offer, I guess they will next year, I'm not sure, but they did offer scholarships to the local winners that had to do at large, who didn't have a county program in their county. But then at state, there's all kinds of, even if you don't win, there's money.
There's like a scholarship, there's like an essay you
available.
can do, you can
Yeah.
get money for that, you can win for based on how much community service you've done. There's like tons of things, and they give scholarships for each category at state. So like, say you were one of the top contenders in interview, you'll get a scholarship just for interview or things like that.
Or in like your grade, your transcripts get sent in. If you however they score that, there's scholarships for that. So I would recommend that you really, really consider it. And Sarah and I can answer any questions that you have. If your moms have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. We have people we can put you in contact for interview prep if you want to do that, people that she used. So I would recommend that you really think about it. It's a great, great program and a great opportunity.